like the funny part, they just skip through.
I actually look at the analytics. Nobody listens this long. They listen to the first 20 minutes and they're fucking gone.
Sick. So just go ahead and edit this and put it in the front.
Well, yeah, we could flip flop this shit around.
Wait, is that they only listen to 20 minutes of the episode, or they listen like at 20-minute increments?
No, like people only listen to about 20 minutes of our shit. The last 40 minutes is just trash, dog water.
But no, I can see like people like
it's
break
a
it up.
significant drop. Yeah,
But that's just like in total viewing time or total audio time, right? Not like in one sitting. It doesn't tell you like what part of the episode they watched, right? They just tells you like, hey, they didn't watch for more than, or they didn't listen for more than 20 minutes.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll say, I'll put little fucking Easter eggs in the episode this time, like at 10-minute increments, and I'll be like, the code word is.
Hey, welcome back to the Road, everybody.
So anyways, hey, welcome back to for the Road, everybody. I'm Rose Punk Rock. We got Dildo Dave, and we got No Name 1%er with us today.
I remember saying explicitly, like, yeah, we're going to like not throw shade this episode and stuff. 15 seconds in, and we got No Name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke.
You know what, though? It's vague enough that I feel like we can do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Never mind. See, I was gonna. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about how fucking douchey we are today, I guess, or not douchey. I don't know. I know nobody likes me, and I'm a douchebag, but everybody loves Gangbang Dave.
Dude, NoShame brought it up, and I think he had a great point. Like, we think we do, but would you recognize when you're a douche?
Well,
like, when you have a joke, would you recognize it?
So, like, for me is because we have a lot of conversations on the back end, and some of that, like. A big part of our conversations forever has been like, how do we want to be perceived? How do we want, what kind of place do we want to hold in the community? And then like when we see other people doing things, it's like, okay, what's this person's message? How is this person being perceived? And sometimes we call people fucking douchebags or we call people corny, behind closed doors. And sometimes it leaks out into the real world. But yeah, I think that was like kind of where that conversation stemmed from. Is I was like, what if we're the dickheads? Like, what if everybody's looking at us like we're corny cucks?
Wow. I mean, I thought maybe like we were just douchebaggy. Now all of a sudden we're corny and we're cucks.
Yeah, somebody's fucking our wives.
See, that is something that I've kind of thought about. That we have called out numerous platforms and saying like, you guys are fucking.
Hang on. I don't feel like it's numerous.
A few. We've called out a few.
A few, but numerous seems like it's everybody.
We have called out more than 4.
More than 4?
A few does not limit you to 4.
All right, so there was that one, and then there was that other one, and then there was that other one.
We're not saying names, so this is hard.
So anyway.
But go ahead.
We've called people out. But I think that and that kind of is like, man, maybe we are the fucking problem. But then at the same time, I look at it and we're a staff made up of people that are actually living this life, right? We're involved in the culture. We support the community. We're out in the community. And these other guys aren't. They're sitting in their fucking garage or wherever it is that they film their stuff. Or
hang on. Wait a minute. You're bashing. You're bashing.
Am I bashing?
You said they hang out in their garage.
Well, yeah.
I hang out in my garage, Ken.
Yeah, I fucking hang out in my garage too. But you know where else I hang out at? At the fucking what?
You might have a point, but I think kind of the first topic should be: would we even recognize if we were the problem, or if we were the nerds? Or I mean, we're okay with being nerds, but would we recognize if we were the guys making douchey ass content? Because I'm sure people have probably heard something we put out. I'm like, man, these guys are retarded.
I think we would recognize it because we'd stop seeing recognized, respected clubs interacting with our content.
So, and I like what you brought up. So it's almost like a metric.
Yeah.
More so, and I know NoShame and I have gone back and forth on this, maybe even more so than follows or interactions or likes, what caliber of person follows us versus the caliber of person that's maybe not approving of what we do, or maybe they prefer another channel over us. I don't know why anybody would do that, but
well, I said it today is our loyal, like, diehard followers, like the fans that interact with us constantly, and if that there was like that group of like 2,000 people that have like been with us since day one, like our solid core, the coolest fucking dudes, man. And a lot of those guys that they come from clubs, or they have like a deep understanding of club life, maybe if they're not in it anymore. I don't think that being in a club is necessarily like a metric that we want to measure it by. But I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of like hell yeah brothers that kind of come with this like weird. Those are the people that I feel like disagree with the things that we say the most. I think people that are actually like living the life, I think a majority of our content they can get behind. And there might be like little things here and there, like little semantics that they disagree with. But I feel like we do a pretty good job at speaking on the point of view of somebody who is, like Ken said, living the life here on a regular basis, actually participating. But I also don't want to throw shade to people that are out there putting out content that are no longer in it. I think they have their place. It's just not our place.
So let me clarify that, right? So you guys, and maybe, I'm going off that way to everybody, and that's not my intention, is to come off throwing shade or anything like that. I'm just comparing us versus them, right? When I look at certain platforms, you see the staff of Four for the Road, they're in clubs or they're supporting the community. They're out there in the community, actually riding their bike, doing biker shit around clubs and supporting this lifestyle in a healthy way. But then you have these other creators that maybe not so much. And by maybe not so much, I mean, there's a lot of times you won't find some of these guys on a motorcycle in public. They wait till certain times when, traffic's not so bad and people are fucking sitting down to dinner and stuff like that. They'll ride to a location to do a video shoot and they'll come back. Or, their whole thing's like specifically strictly in their house and you'll never see them outside on a bike. That's, to me, that's the metric of, you're going to get what you, how do I say this? Your following is going to be a mirror to an extent of what you are, I think. There's going to be guys that, for just using this our page, you're going to have guys that are in clubs. They'd be like, hey, I like what he's saying. I agree with that. I enjoy that. And I like listening to other people that think the same as I do. You're also going to have guys that aren't in clubs that say, hey, I'm not in a club for whatever reason it is, right? And it's nobody's fucking business other than your own why somebody's not in a club. And they're going to be like, hey, look, like I'm not in a club, but I respect the club culture. So that is why I follow this. And I like what these guys have to say. Because I think that this platform represents the motorcycle club community in a positive way.
But would you recognize it if you were a douche?
Yes, because the people who are in these, either we know who they are, but like people who aren't in clubs who are righteous men that support this platform, or at least that's our opinion that they're righteous, right? And that kind of leads me to a second point. Or the guys in these clubs that are recognized, respected motorcycle clubs that interact with our content when we start seeing that slip. Or these guys might actually reach out and be like, hey, like, you guys okay? Because like none of that stuff is true, or none of that stuff is correct. But, my second point to kind of try to play devil's advocate here is, who are we to say that our following is better than anybody else's following? Right? I mean, we have our opinions that, the fucking hell yeah brothers in the rhinestone jeans to follow other fucking, that don't like our content but follow other creators. Are they horrible people, or are they just not our kind of people?
I think like where the conversation, like especially between me and Dave, like where the conversation, has gone a lot when it comes to this is like, what's the balance of, the shit talking, the funny memes, the serious stuff and all that. And one of the things that Drifter pointed out was that, all these different platforms kind of take on a life of their own. To whereas like, Facebook, I think the people that interact the most on there is, definitely Road Dirt's carrying the fucking weight of the Facebook page. Everybody kind of contributes here and there. Professor puts a lot of stuff on there.
That's just because he's old.
Yeah, I was just going to list all the old people. All the old people use Facebook. I think like Dave, Ken, and myself are probably the only ones that have ever logged onto the Instagram. I'm pretty sure, like 99.7% sure that I'm the only one that's ever logged onto the TikTok.
You can be 99.8%, I think.
99.8%. Okay. I'm very sure I'm the only one that's ever logged onto the TikTok. So it's like they all kind of like take on their own personalities, and then every episode of the show, depending on who's going to be on it or who's on it more often than not, it's like those take on their own little personalities. And then I think they cater to their own audiences. Like the people that we have on Instagram, like there's crossover to Facebook and there's crossover to TikTok, but it's not necessarily the same crowd. When it comes to the content that we're putting out, I think all of us really love like those heavy hitting kind of like deep look inside kind of shit. But like one of the things I was talking to somebody else about was like, I don't ever want to force that stuff. I don't ever want to look like I'm putting on a skit to like sell you something about the MC community or anything like that. If there's something that comes out and it's serious in nature, I want that to be from the heart, because that's like when you understand that it's real, that's when it gets like the most interaction, not because it's good content, but because it's genuine. And that's like my big thing. It's like, I always want to be genuine. Me as a person, I joke around a lot. I talk a lot of shit. And every now and then I'll drop a nugget of wisdom on you. And that's just me. And I think for the fortunate or unfortunate circumstance that I'm the only one that ever gets on the TikTok, that's kind of how that shaped and took form. And then you got like people like that, the way that they interact, like you can really see their personalities in the different platforms. The code word is Dynabro. So how does that make it if we know we're nerds or not, though?
So,
I mean, we are nerds.
What is the balance between shit talking, being a funny guy, and being serious? And there's no right formula for that. I love the fact that Jim just chimed in a text message that says, hey, NoShame, that last video you did fucking broke my heart. I can't even imagine what you've gone through. So you posted that great kind of, well, you did a couple of different versions or types of platforms on the stuff you've been doing with your brother's chopper. Mm-hmm. And then we just happen to be talking about Ken's crying. And now here we are talking about the perception, or I guess, the content on different platforms and things like that. And, here's Jim talking about that heavy hitting video you did. And, here's Silent going, agreed, because he's, he barely knows how to text. You can't see the and so I think that's something that, to me is always in the forefront is are we doing a good job of balancing that stuff? And I think when we talk about heavy hitting, serious natures, look, man, somebody in a club is going to get in a fight. They're going to get into a violent circumstance. I just don't think that for our platform, that's ever something I want to exploit. And even if you're not exploiting it, you're just reporting on it. Like, fuck it. Like Puff, the Magic Dragon, talking about no name 1%er. Go ahead and call me. But anyway, now let's get into this brawl that happened in Fayetteville. Like, why? Why the fuck, dude? That's not authentic. That's not, well, not talking about it doesn't do the community any good. Exploiting it doesn't do the community any good. And you're not giving a better spin on it than the news program. Like fucking miss me with that slant bullshit about how you're going to put a more positive spin on it than the fucking news will or whatever. And that's why you report on it, or it's biker news, so people have a right to know or whatever. If you are a club dude, like he claims to be, or like, whatever, you have no business posting that kind of shit and talking about it. Everybody that operates or moves in the club world understands that level of shit can happen. Justified, unjustified, provoked, unprovoked. It fucking happens. That is a fact. Why do we, and that's probably my proudest things that we don't, have to talk about it or exploit it? And I've heard that criticism thrown at us. Oh, well, you tap dance around stuff. People have left that in the comments. I'm not fucking tap dancing around it. You read it somewhere. You know what happened. Why do I need to have a fucking episode talking about it? I would rather hear NoShame memorialize his brother or have Ken show us his penis or what. It's fun to say penis. You know, those are the...
You want to see it again?
I judge the page on and whether or not we're being douchebags on if you're going to criticize the page. I take pride in the fact that you can't criticize us for exploiting an aspect, positive or negative, of the life. We're telling road stories, dick jokes, all that stuff, the serious, the heartbreaking. NoShame and I talked on, like you said, on our private chat or whatever, in our group chat. And I was like, dude, my most favorite thing that we've ever done is the way you expressed yourself after losing your brother and seeing the other club dudes that I don't know what the memorialized. I don't know what the right word I'm looking for is on stuff that they made. Like they thought that was so powerful that there's videos of legitimate club dudes, more than one, riding around with this audio in the background. That's my fucking standard. Nobody's playing a Puff the Magic Dragon segment about his news reporting in Fayetteville on the background while they're riding. Nobody's playing his video of this is how we escort people through a door. It's not authentic. And then I think that's something that when we originally thought about doing this topic, I wanted to make sure was, authenticity, I think, is what brings people around. And Ken and I, Chop, we're not in clubs, but we're authentic because we share that journey. You can find podcasts, Instagrams, Facebook, where we talk about the different thoughts we've had going through those steps. And if you want to criticize us, then you tell me that those thoughts that we put out there aren't the same thoughts that other people have. You can't make that argument. We've had Silent as a national officer put out thoughts that I guarantee you other national officers have had. That's not club business. That's showing a perspective of the community that, here's a similar situation that you might be experiencing. NoShame has experienced tremendous loss, and he shared that. And other people have experienced loss that can relate to that. Jim comes from such an amazing history background that he just kind of brings in all kinds of history nerds, myself included. That's my favorite part of the page and why I think authenticity is the most important thing we do.
No, and I 100% agree. Like that whole analogy that I always go back to is what I don't remember who it was. I think it was one of our listeners said it in one of our early podcasting days, where it was like listening to a group of buddies. They just got done riding their bikes, sitting around a campfire and bullshitting. And, to me, that's why the end of the episodes are usually my favorite parts. Cause that's when we're tired of fucking staying on topic. We just kind of get off, lost in our own fucking shit. And then we just bullshit and make fun of each other. But when it goes back to what metric do we use to measure our douchiness? So I'll flip it and say, what do I do to measure my righteousness? Because if I'm going to try and stay on this course, what are some of the things that I want to do? And one of those things is that I like to be candid, and that in that candidness, I like to, in this platform and in normal life, club life, whatever. If I'm going to call something trash or call somebody on their bullshit, I also want to be that person that's going to say if somebody was right, or if somebody did something in a positive way. I don't ever want to be that, those people that are just shoving their nose up in the air oh, we're better than everybody, because we get shit wrong from very rarely, but we get shit wrong from time to time too, and there's people that I've talked shit about, or made a video about, or, done something to call them on their bullshit that, and I'm not going to say that everything that they do is trash. There's a balance to all of it. What you were talking about with the Puff the Magic Dragon thing, the thing to that's so disappointing to me is that it is coming from a club guy's perspective, and then it's like you're a club when you want to be and your news when you want to be. That's like the most disappointing part of that for me. And it's like, it's just so frustrating that you can't even be mad at it. It's like when your dad was like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, or your mom or whoever raised you. I don't want to put anybody in a corner, but like, yeah, that whole like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed thing. That's like how I feel about it. Cause it's like, fuck, like if somebody else that's not in a club and they're not claiming to be in a club and they're not claiming to be in the life anymore, if they want to do biker news, fine, do biker news. If you want to say like you're doing it for entertainment, you're doing it for entertainment. But even those guys from time to time will like stand up and be like, okay, that's bullshit. Clubs don't do it that way. Like, and they'll stick up for the life. But then when you have somebody that's exploiting it and putting out like legitimate club business, talking about other clubs by name, like as a club person, like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, I would never come on here and be like, oh, person from this club said this. And like, I won't, because it's not proper etiquette.
And we've made that argument before when folks said, when folks tried to criticize us having a podcast or whatever, show me where we've crossed the line. Show me where we put out specific club business. Show me where we mentioned specific names that were in a dramatic or club business fashion, not a historical fashion, or talking about some great dudes that were coming on the show or that we were hanging out with. Show me where we gave away shit that shouldn't be talked about publicly, and you can't find it. And I've always said, if you're going to criticize us, show me where we said something wrong.
Not that there's always going to be those negative people, and it's kind of goes to like one of the points that you were making is like, depending on who you get in bed with, like you're going to get a certain caliber of following. And since making certain videos, our following has grown maybe like by like 500 followers at least on the TikTok platform. And some of those fucking people, man, it's just like the fucking stupidest comments. Like, one person said, like, I'm surprised your club isn't giving you an ultimatum whether or not you're going to be an influencer or a club member. I'm just like, well, first of all, there's 10 of us. So that'd be 10 different clubs not 10 different clubs, but that'd be a bunch of different clubs that had to give their ultimatums. And then secondly, like, I feel very like very complimented that you called me an influencer. I didn't really realize I was that popular. And then you get like the other videos where it's like, all like the guys that like every single person on that one video that I made about the chopper that kind of blew up on TikTok. Like, I'm apparently 97 people's brother now. Like, there's everybody's like, hey, good shit, brother. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, but I don't want to hate on them because it's like they're from a different world, like the riding bike world is different than the club world.
I think that's a really good point you just made. I like that. You said, you just said they're from a different world. I like that. That's good.
Well, I think that's something that we have to be aware of when we're like, if we're going to call something douchey or nerdy or whatever, like, we don't just cater to clubs as for the road. Like, that's a big part of what we do.
Those dudes might be in clubs and they might be great dudes. It's just, I think it's a preference. Sometimes it's the different worlds can be just preference wise. Like, we can be moving in the same, what are worlds? Galaxies?
Solars are planets.
Yeah, no, but what are they made up in? They exist in galaxies, right? Or
solar systems, which are inside of galaxies. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could all be moving in the same solar system, but we're not all on the same planet. We're just into different shit. Like, I think I love that point you just made.
Thanks.
Also, Bill Nye up in this bitch. All right, galaxy, solar systems. You're fucking welcome, people. Kid friendly.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like I just threw you off track and I didn't mean to, but I feel like, it's good that you I love that you just highlighted, like, there could be people that are moving in the same circles as you. They're different than you.
Well, I just don't want somebody who listens to us and they like the history and they like the riding stuff and they like the motorcycle stuff. And then they're just like, I'm not in a club. I feel like I don't belong. I don't want to do that in the real world where somebody feels like they can't come up to me just because I'm in a cut, Ken
and I aren't in clubs. And that's what I feel like when we got zucked or whatever, and we lost some of our episodes or whatever we're calling it, one of the best things that I loved about some of the bounce back episodes that we did in the beginning was, we said there's legitimate club dudes on here that have every bit of experience you could think of in every type of club you could think of. And then there's dudes like, Ken and I and Chop and whatever that are figuring it out. And I've shared on the Facebook page, on podcasts, the thoughts. I feel like I got to belch. My thoughts on the journey and where I'm at and why I've made moves or haven't made moves and all this stuff. And Ken's done the exact same thing. And that's not you. I don't want to beat the dead horse, but like I always get that's club business, or that's for club members only to talk about, and that's for 1%er. That's 1%er business, and don't talk about diamond life and all this. And I disagree with that so much. Don't talk about specifics. That's none of your business. But anybody else getting an echo?
I am.
It's probably Ken's fault. But I felt like that is definitely something that should be talked about. If you're making this journey, if you're going to step up from your club, or if you're having thoughts about moving into club life in general, no matter what level of club life, you absolutely should be having conversations about the requirements, the amount of travel, the expectations, the toll on your family, the rewards that you get, the pros, the cons, the potential bad, negative violence, job impact, whatever, the brotherhood you're going to get in return. That's not club specific. That's not diamond specific, 1%er specific. Everybody should be having that conversation, because it's just going to make you a better person when you decide if that life is for you. And if you don't decide, that still makes you a good person. There's nothing wrong with deciding it's not for you. And that comes back to kind of the beginning of the show, talking about the authenticity and being authentic. If you want to be a 1%er,
the code word is assless chaps.
Go be a 1%er. If you want to talk with your buddies about the pros and cons of living that life, there's nothing wrong with it. There's not a trade secret. That's not sacrilegious to do. Just if you decide that it's not for you and you decide not to make that journey, don't call yourself a 1%er afterwards. But other than that, it's fine.
Well, I think one of the important things is, like, I don't want to underplay you guys' experience, because like you say, like, you Ken and Chop are not in clubs right now, but all three of you have varying levels of experience, but all experience that's like notable, like decades in, or at least a decade in, and then I don't think any of us are old enough to have decades, but
I mean, if I patched in at 10, I would.
Yeah. But like it's not for nothing, so you guys do come from a very knowledgeable club background. But one thing I want to, and we can edit this out if we want to, it really bothers me that we say that we got zucked on those episodes. Like, it bothers me a lot, because
it bothers me too, but I feel like we do it for the big homie that can't be on the show or whatever. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's not.
Maybe we could. I don't know, because it's like, how do we even recant it?
No,
it just bothers me.
Fuck the public. They don't need to know. That's for us only. But
I think we just say, like, we lost the episodes.
Yeah, all right.
I'll edit this part out.
No, you can leave it in. People need to know. We don't give a fuck.
I just don't want it to. And we could check with people and make sure it's okay to leave it in here, but I just don't want it to seem like it was like a technical glitch, and like, because it doesn't even make sense.
Oh, it was a technical glitch, all right.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. But you know how many people are like, "Oh man, that really sucks. I hope you guys get it figured out." Like,
yeah.
No, dude, they know we're not making fun of them. Like, we appreciate people. I mean, the fact that people even cared, the fact that people even noticed, like, before we put it out, like before that episode where we talked about losing episodes came out, and before anything else, people are like, "Hey man, I was just listening to an episode and it cut out." I was like, "Damn man, that sucks. I don't know what happened."
Fucking weird. So anyways, how's fucking Cheeseland?
Just the fact that people like reached out to say, "Hey man, some of your episodes are gone." I appreciated that. Like, that dude's noticed before we said anything about it was kind of cool.
Well, and I'm kind of thinking about it, like, while I'm listening to you two speak about this stuff, I don't really give a fuck what people think. Oh, these guys are fucking douches. That's cool. My fucking ex-wife thinks that I'm the most horrifying fucking person walking the planet, but my wife and kids love me and they think that I'm great. So I don't, it's the same type of shit for me. I don't give a fuck. You know, the people that like and appreciate our work are going to like and appreciate our work, and that's the end of it. If some dude, and whether he's an independent or in a club, and he doesn't like our shit, and he thinks that, you know, we're fucking this, that, and the third, fucking cool, man. You know what? Leave a comment down below. You know, we'll fucking talk it out.
Yeah,
Or
and
we
you know
want.
what?
Just be direct though. You can't, and then don't be sarcastic. If we haven't had a lot of back and forth, I just ask you don't be sarcastic, because like I'm instantly gonna take that as a like, fuck this kid.
How many guys have tried to give you shit in the comments, like good naturedly, and you come back like, "I'll show up at your door, motherfucker." And like, we're like, I don't think he meant it like that, Ken. Oh.
That's how he meant it for sure.
Yeah. So what I do now, just so everybody knows, if I'm responding back to a bunch of comments all at once, and then I'm not responding back to yours, I'm screenshotting it and I'm sending it to Dave. Be like, all right, so am I being a bitch, or did this guy just? And it's always 10 times out of 10. Not once has Dave ever said, yeah, scorched earth, get it. It has always been like, nah, man, I think maybe you should, like, you know, pull your boxers out of your fucking ball sack and not be a bitch about things.
Well,
okay.
what you don't know is they're all ghost accounts that I.
Who is?
How does he know so much personal shit about me?
No, but all right. So I think the main point is, like, the same with Club Life, I think makes good podcasts. I love the Fast Life podcast because he's authentic and he's not for everybody. And there's been shit that there's topics that he talks about or rabbit holes they go down just like we do. Where I'm like, I don't really care about that. And that's fine. But he doesn't, he doesn't change it up to attract viewership. And I don't think that we do either. And you know, the other people that we enjoy, like Dirty and Tank over at Bikers Lifestyle, they do shit that I'm like, that episode wasn't my flavor. But they don't change it up for anybody. And that's why I love Dirty, is because they're authentic. Like, what you see in that episode is what you're going to get in real life, and you're going to consistently get, just like you guys. What you hear from Jim and anybody that's ever met him or met NoShame or myself or Ken or any of the folks, that's what you're going to get in real life. And that's important. And I think that's the most important trait to anything in life. Is, are you authentic? You can't make up an identity about yourself in this life and have respect. And people might respect you for a little bit, but it's going to crumble eventually. And so, like I said, if you knock NoShame because he makes TikTok videos, that's okay. But what he says is knowledgeable. It's legit. It's heartfelt. If you knock myself or Ken because we're not in clubs or whatever, like, oh, well, you were only in a support club and you only hung around you've only been around life since 2014 or whatever. Oh, okay. But what did I say that was wrong? You can criticize it, but show me where it was wrong and show me where it was made up. Show me where it was fabricated. If you see NoShame on TikTok, that's what like he just said, he loves to make jokes and he throws in some nuggets of knowledge and some seriousness once in a while, but he loves to have fun. If you see something that Ken did double barrel wise, it was still authentic. Everything he said wasn't like to promote an image of being a badass. Like, he was just upset with you right then. And that's how Ken reacts when he's upset. Like, you can never criticize us on the level of being authentic. You can never say, well, that's a lie. We've never represented ourselves as more than we are. Independents, one percenters, large nations, racers, AMA clubs. I said racers, not racists.
I was going to say it's racists, but
and that's, you can't.
I got that tattoo covered up, by the way.
You can't.
You have a racist tattoo?
He did.
What? What was it?
We're not going to talk about that. So
you can't just say everybody's going to assume you had a swastika until you prove them otherwise. Well, now it looks like a flamingo running really fast, but before you can tell.
It's a fucking flamingo. Oh, it's not.
But is he racist?
I'm ready for that.
Is it like a racist flamingo? Like it had to be white. He's like, I don't deal with no pink flamingos. All right.
Oh god, the racist flamingo. I love it. Ugh. So,
Did he have a hood on?
huh?
Did he have a hood on?
No,
Your flamingo.
no, he does not have a hood.
I can't see a shit in this thing.
Shit in this thing.
All I hear is criticize, criticize, criticize.
If it's in my heart, that's all that matters.
I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna get personal with some of these people.
You didn't start. It's us making fun of you.
I know, but like I was. Yeah. Anyways.
Now he's redirecting the rage at people from the internet, and he wants to let it out.
Yeah, I can't like light Dave up, especially on a show. I'm gonna see him in a couple of weeks. Like this motherfucker's gonna be in my house, and I sleep.
What are you gonna make fun of? My shaved face and my man boobs? Like
you definitely do look like you're on a list and not allowed around middle schools, bro.
I didn't even know you had a beard before until just today, when I realized that you look like a child without a beard.
You didn't realize I had a beard until I didn't have a beard?
Yeah,
Like an ugly child too. Like not even like that's rough.
Yeah.
He was blessed with a really nice jawline, but then this weird like mushroom shaped nose.
why be so rude to him?
Yeah, but it handles coke just fine.
Yeah,
At least he didn't make the choice to get a racist tattoo. What are we even talking about anymore? We already figured out we're not douchebags.
This could throw a wrench in it.
Do it. If we post this on Reddit, somebody will have Ken with somebody's gonna Photoshop a bunch
You
of
can't
shit.
put it on Reddit though, because somebody will have like Ken's tattoo and his social security number all on the same.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should start a contest of like Photoshop the most California racist tattoo on Ken.
it's just somebody's just gonna have like the California state outline with just like a giant Swazi in the middle.
I have a confession to make.
You also have a racist tattoo.
No, I don't. But when I was in the second grade, I saw a kid draw a swastika on the fog of the window on the bus, and I had no idea what it was. And then my mom caught me drawing swastikas in chalk all over the back patio, and she was very upset with me.
Dude, I feel like that there's definitely more people out there that could be like, hey, I got a story like that. 'Cause I feel like it's like one of those things when you're a kid, you have no idea what you're doing. You're like, that looks fun to draw.
All I knew was the Stussy S and the swastika. That's all I knew.
That's like, what's that movie where he just draws dicks in his notebook?
Fucking super bad.
All
Don't worry.
right, hey, we
I
gotta bring
just
it back.
deleted that. Fuck y'all.
we got to bring it back and have some content, because we just like the last 15 minutes now have just been making fun of Ken. Maybe it'll do good to get him some followers.
Excuse
I
me.
mean, just don't add me on Facebook because I'm not. If you have my personal Facebook, I'm not gonna add you back. So,
Do people still use Facebook?
yeah, man, I got like 46 or something like that friend requests. I was just like, I don't know these people, and I'm sorry, but like,
500 friends on Facebook. Guys. What else are we gonna talk about?
Dude, Ken, are you able to share where you're going next?
yes, I am.
I feel like we have a large listener participation in that area.
We do. Yeah, so I got the unofficial that I'm going to Williamsburg, Virginia this year for the next 3.5 years, and then your boy is fucking retired, so we can smoke.
And what are you going to be doing in Richmond or in Williamsburg?
Looking for.
I'm not going to disclose that. I'm not.
What was that?
I'm not going to talk about the command, but I'll be at Williamsburg.
What are you going to be doing? Like, I mean, are you going to be doing like Navy, CB stuff? What are you going to be doing? You can't tell me what you're going to be doing. You can't like, I don't need you to drop the like, hey man, I'm going to be touching penises. I'm going to be the LPO. I'm going to be the chief. I'm the
No,
LCPO.
I just don't want to talk about the command at all.
Oh.
Just because
They don't want to talk about you either.
I don't know if anybody's up there that already has a fucking problem with me. So,
Have you pissed off that much of the CB community?
bro, it is not that hard to do that. And yes, also yes. If you're stationed on the CBC Gulfport, you probably despise my existence, except for the homie Jordan. My homie Jordan's down there, and he also he shares similar views. We'll just say that.
So you're going to Williamsburg, and you're going to be there for 3.5 years.
Yep. And then
Are we going to? You don't have to give us details, but are we going to see a continuation of your club journey, or are you going to wait till you retire, or are you just going to play it by ear, see how it goes, feel it out, feel some butts?
I'm gonna play it by ear.
All right,
I'm gonna
feel
play
those
it by
butts.
ear. There's a yeah, dude, all about the butts, dude.
Virginia's got good clubs to hang around or to hang out with.
Yeah. There's
Little Dickie's from Virginia. Oh no,
there's also that Little Dicky.
No,
like the barbecue.
No, the rapper.
Oh,
His Midwest is showing right now. He's got both kinds of music, country and western.
Hey, Mike Vicks from Hampton.
Oh shit! Ooh, that's probably why they don't have a lot of like dog issues in Hampton.
Oh.
But no, man, there's a lot of fucking cool people up there, and I'm really excited to get up there and just go fucking ride. I've had an experience in Florida, and I am ready to move on.
No, dude, you made Florida gayer than it had to be. All right. I'm not saying that like things like the weather or if you had a shitty command or whatever doesn't influence that as well. But you definitely hindered yourself. I feel like you've had a better back half than a front half because you had a very negative attitude in the front half.
You did have a very piss poor attitude, and it showed.
I will not disagree with you with that. I was pissed off that I was promoted. Basically, that's why I lost my orders. I was going to be able to stay in the EOD community. I was transferring in a couple of weeks, and
you could have just went EOD.
I mean, yeah, there's that, but I'm old and fat, so that's not happening. But no,
I disagree. Upset. There was that guy that was 40.
Yeah, he went Ranger in the like fuck off, like totally different.
No,
was he okay? Now, okay. Was he part of the 75th Ranger Regiment? Okay, then never mind. I will. I will go fuck off.
Or go for a run.
I think he still is, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's like 50 something.
Yeah, they said he was like 10 years ago. So he's
enlisted at like 41 and was just like, my dick's huge. I'm gonna go be a Ranger.
Dude, I can't even imagine. Like as soon as we get up from this podcast, I'm gonna my hips are gonna give out. That dude's 51 or 41 going. He went through RIP or RAS or whatever it was when he went through, and then he's serving in the regiment for 10 years.
Yeah, and he actually jumps out of planes.
Yeah,
but what?
Those knees got to be toy. Those knees are fake.
But yeah, man. I mean, I definitely did have a piss poor attitude when I was coming this way. Like I said, I was really wanting to stay in the EOD community. And I had orders to stay in the EOD community until I got promoted. And then they're like, hey, you can't be an E6 filling an E5 billet. So pick one. You can go to this battalion or you can go to this maintenance unit. So I was like, fucking, I ain't going back to that fucking battalion. I did not enjoy my first time there. I can't imagine it changed that much. So I'm going to go to the maintenance unit. And like I said, I was a little upset. I was kind of had my life together and I wouldn't say together, but I had my life set up in San Diego. And
think about all you've experienced, though.
Yeah, dude. Hurricanes.
No, I'm talking about like
the outside smells like dog.
MC-wise,
I'm just
how
playing.
Much exposure you've had to things that have changed the way you look at shit.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking shit. No, I've had a great experience here, man. Like being truthful about it. I've had a chance to go down and meet Silent and his brothers. I've been fortunate enough to meet some really awesome people in the community here in Jacksonville as well that, in all honesty, I had a preconceived notion about. And a mutual friend of ours was able to introduce us. I was like, oh, hey, this is all bullshit that I heard. And this isn't what I'm seeing, and they ended up being really fucking cool dudes. I've never seen a bridge light up like the Ortega Bridge here. That shit's pretty rad.
Did you ride down to Key West?
No.
Gay.
Yeah, super gay. I'm super gay.
As cool as it is, like being able to like stay in your hometown and being stationed in your hometown, because like for me, I grew up in Western Washington and Northern California. So for me, like being in the Army and then getting to come back and like finish my Army time out at home, that was cool for me. But as a club perspective, I don't think there's anything more valuable than getting to see how things are run in different parts of the country and getting to spend time in different areas and shit. So like, you know, from a biker perspective, getting to realize like, I don't think you'd be the person that you are with the knowledge that you have now if you just stayed in that Southern California like club world, because it's so much different than it is on the East Coast.
Were you doing the club stuff when you were in the Army?
Yeah, towards the end of it, it's the reason I didn't reenlist. One of the reasons, but
yeah,
big one.
Did you ever find Jeremy's shoes?
I did not. He was here before I was. I think I was in Texas when he was in Fort Lewis.
The code word is hell yeah, brother.
But I'll look for him. Keep an eye out.
I think he bought a new pair. I think we're fine. I don't think he needs them. But you know, Ken and I are going to see him in a couple weeks in Virginia, so we can ask him.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in a couple weeks?
Oh, dude, glamour shots out the ass, dude.
You going to JCPenney's?
Star shots, bro.
So I used to live in Virginia, and I've always had an affinity for it. I think that, and just like with Ken when he used to bitch about Florida, I think there's negative shit everywhere. I mean, I live in Wisconsin, and it's snowing right now. There's negative, and it's April, or basically April. Like there's negative shit no matter where you are, and there's plenty of traffic issues and the high rate of military and things like that. But I've always had an affinity for Virginia and have enjoyed the places that you can ride. And so Ken and I are going to go with Jim from Jacksonville. Well, I got to come from Wisconsin. I'm going to come through Tennessee, Alabama. So if you have beef, hit me up. Tennessee, Alabama, down to Columbus, Georgia, see the mercenary dudes. Then I'll come over to Jacksonville to pick up Ken or eat Ken, and then Jim's going to meet us down there, and then we're going to come back up to Virginia. And then my oldest boy lives in Virginia, so I'm going to spend probably more time than Ken. Obviously, Jim lives there, but I'll spend extra time in Virginia with him, with my boy. But when he's like in school and stuff like that, take Ken. Jeremy's going to – so Jeremy from Death Wish, he's found some – really great. I mean, he's from the area too, but he's like takes pictures on Instagram and whatnot with his bike and obviously his business of just some awesome shots. And I was like, dude, Ken, we got to go. And this stuff is what I remember from when I was there that I want to show you or ride past or take you to and tell you stories about. And then I found these other ones from Jeremy that are really cool. Like you can just ride this sidewalk, and anybody that's in Virginia or Norfolk, you can just you go through this parking lot, you hop the sidewalk, and then there's what's called a lone sailor statue, which is like a famous kind of Navy thing of a sailor, his Dixie cup, his sea bag, and all that stuff. But it's right in front of the USS Wisconsin, which is a World War II, I think, battleship that's part of like a naval aquarium museum type thing that Norfolk has. So you can hop this, go in this parking lot, hop the sidewalk, park your bike in front of this lone sailor statue. You'd have the USS Wisconsin right there. It's like a really cool picture shit. I'm nerdy about that shit. I like pictures, dope spots to take a picture. I think that shit's cool.
I am excited for the tour of Little Creek, Fort Story area.
I'm gonna take him to. Oh man! So there's a strip club. There's a strip club called Cheetahs that when I was like 19, 20, they used to let us in, and me and my buddies used to go in there and not know how to back when you didn't know how to handle your alcohol, but you thought you knew everything because you were 19 or 20 in the military. We used to go in there and get in fights. And I remember one time we were gonna fight these dudes in there and hey man, that dude over there is talking shit, and our much more responsible buddy comes up and he's like, hey, dumbasses, it's you guys in the mirror. We were just faded, and it was time to go. And
I cannot fucking wait.
Dude, there's this bar out there, Papa's Pub, over by Little Creek. If you've ever been stationed in Little Creek, you know what I'm talking about. But it was they've never carded anybody. Before I was 21, after I was 21, I've never been asked to show an ID in there. I gotta take Ken in there. It smells like what I imagine the Navy smelled like in 1970. That bar still smells. I bet as a seaman recruit, that was probably Jim's first beer was probably in that bar in the 70s. It's just, it hasn't changed a bit. And so there's stuff like that. You can go to There's a bar on the way to Knott's, and I feel like everything's tied into drinking. But there's a lot of good riding. And like you go to Knott's Island, and there's this place that you can stop at and have a soda or an NA or a Miller Lite or whatever, and then you ride to Knott's Island. You can go to the Eastern Shore and all that stuff. Even just mobbing around the city, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake. It's cool shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty fucking pumped for it.
And then like everybody that wants
to talk about where we're gonna fucking stay at while we're in Virginia.
Well, everybody that wants to beat up Ken is throwing a party at this one bar, just outside of Williamsburg on the day that he gets in. So I'm excited for that. Like I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's beat up Ken.
Fuck yeah, and they got some good ass cheeseburgers there too, man. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get my ass whooped and get a cheeseburger. Like I'm happy. No,
Well, sweet.
Happy? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Why don't you fly out there? You got a chapter out there, or two, or three,
or three.
Yeah, just on the lower part of the bridge.
When is it?
Next,
It might even be more than three. I don't know. Next what?
In the immediate, like in the close proximity, there's three, right? Anyway,
So
it don't matter.
we're leaving on the 30th or the 29th, Dave. Are we going up there Friday or Saturday?
Friday morning.
Friday morning, so we'll be up there Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because we're taking the 17 all the way up.
No.
Dude, we're not going to get above like 50 miles an hour on the way up there.
April what?
29th, whatever that Friday, the last Friday.
Yeah, the 29th.
And then you're going to be there on the 30th?
The afternoon of the 30th.
Yeah, we're just gonna sightsee and just be tourists. And I got this bar in South Carolina on the ocean I want to take him to. Look, I understand that everything's tied into a bar, but I promise it's like one drink and then
I mean, it's not even like you have to purchase alcohol. Like you can go in there and be like, "Hey, man, can I get a soda, please?" And it's fine. I mean, we're gonna get beer, but it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna drink responsibly.
So that weekend is Eid al-Fitr, which is, I'm assuming, some kind of holiday. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look into it.
It's also the first day. So Sunday, May 1st, is also the first day of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month.
Oh, that's my shit.
So you should tell your supervisor that you need.
I do need that.
The weekend plus some time off to go celebrate your heritage by drinking with two of your white.
Hey, I'm disappointed this has to come out.
Yeah.
Fucking the old butthole snorkeler, dude.
Hey, Ken, did you make a note on where to edit it?
What's this Ken shit? That's him.
Yeah, I got it. I listened to the whole episode over again. It's fucking annoying, but yeah.
But yeah, man, I got some new Four for the Road merchandise that I want to.
Oh, here you go. Pimping the life. Making a buck off the culture.
That's me, dude. That's me, Mr. Sell Out.
Are you going to bring any Four for the Road related or Black Sale Supply related stuff that people can either buy from you on the road or you can throw at chicks with boobies?
So I really do. It really does just depend on how long this stuff takes to come in. So I ordered some new cool kind of like holographic vinyl, and I want to do some Black Sale stickers. Not stickers, but like decals. And
that's expensive though, and you need to charge people for that shit. You need to get like some cheap ass shit that you can just like throw it at people.
Dude, for a yard, it's like $11 plus shipping.
I don't know. I'm American. I don't speak Canadian. Okay, I don't know what a yard.
A yard.
Yard is totally an American measure.
That's imperial. That's not.
Yeah, they would be saying like a meter.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Fuck.
Yeah, as you were.
We can leave that in. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry. So for 3 feet.
All I was thinking about was that meme when when they say that I can't do metric, and he's like, I got a 9 mil in a gram.
Yeah, right.
I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for that meme, and then it wasn't. But whatever, I'm fine with it.
It's all right. You're beautiful, and we love you, and we think that you're a good person.
It's all about recognizing when you're a douchebag and a nerd.
It's about being authentic. All right. Yeah. If I were to edit that wouldn't be authentic.
The circle of life. Yeah. So I mean, we admit that we're douchebags, but you keep coming back here to listen to our shit, and some of you are even cool enough to go to Black Sales SAILS supply.com and purchase some of our shit.
It's like black sails from a sailboat.
Yes, like Yarny
Oh,
Hardy. some piratey-
SAILS, not SALES.
Yes, some piratey shit. I'm doing. We had a pretty decent turnout last year for the Christmas stuff, and I know that times are really tough already between gas and all this other shit. So I'm going to try to get.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Well, nobody cares about you. You're a state employee, so
that ain't where my money comes from.
I'm getting a jump on the holiday collections this year. I have some pretty ambitious goals that I think I have to reel in, and I will release those at a later date. I think.
By ambitious goals, you mean like a high amount of money you're trying to siphon off of this charity thing?
Yes, I'm trying to buy a Bassani. No. So last year I got a total of 10 bikes between the money that was raised and bicycles that were donated. This year I want to do the same amount of bicycles, but I also want to do like Walmart and Target gift cards, so people don't have to worry about fucking paying bills or having a Christmas. I would just like, hey, like here's like a $300 Target gift card or whatever. You know, go get a candle for your wife because Target's expensive. You know, so you can get like a candle and maybe a Twix. But that's what my hope is for the end of the year. And like I said, I know it's pretty ambitious. Probably around October, maybe September, I'm going to start asking people for nominees to receive this stuff. So that way I can get it shipped out early November. So that way they'll have it for either Thanksgiving or Christmas, whichever one they choose to use it for. But again, just my goal. If it happens, it happens. If not, then like I'll buy a bike and then go give it to a fucking homeless shelter that's local to wherever I'm living, you know? So we'll figure it out. But I just wanted to plug that real quick because this is the only part of the episode that people actually listen to. Is like the funny part. They just skip through.
I actually look at the analytics. Nobody listens this long. They listen to the first 20 minutes and they're fucking gone.
Sick. So just go ahead and edit this and put it in the front.
Well, yeah, we could flip flop this shit around.
Wait, is that they only listen to 20 minutes of the episode, or they listen to like at 20-minute increments?
No, like people only listen to about 20 minutes of our shit. The last 40 minutes is just trash, dog water.
But no, I can see like people like
it's a
break
pretty
it up.
significant drop. Yeah,
But that's just like in total viewing time or total audio time, right? Not like in one sitting. It doesn't tell you like what part of the episode they watched, right? They're just tells you like, hey, they didn't watch for more than, or they didn't listen for more than 20 minutes.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll say, I'll put little fucking Easter eggs in the episode this time, like at 10-minute increments, and I'll be like, the code word is buttsicle, and then if like comment the highest code word that you got to in the comments, and then we'll know how much people are listening. If you got to buttsicle, you made it all the way to the end.
yeah, and maybe there's like an incentive for them, but then you have to give us all the code words.
Yeah, if you get all of the code words, you get first in line to punch Ken in Virginia on Saturday.
Yeah, and my name and how you spell my name, just to make sure you got it right, is David. I ride a black Road Glide Special.
Can we do this, Kenjamin? Can we run a drawing for whoever gets the like, let's say like the first 10 people to get the all the code words, we'll put them in a raffle to win like a t-shirt, and I'll pay for it.
Okay.
That's not as cool as punching Ken.
And if you ever see Ken, you just show him that it'll be a special t-shirt. I'll design it for you.
Yeah.
Single time release, and that's your punch Ken in the face for free.
And Ken can't get mad about it.
We can get mad, he just can't retaliate.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna get mad about it. I'm going to be upset.
I feel like you would laugh. I feel like you'd be okay with it.
It'd be funny if they were
after
wearing
like
a
20
trench
minutes.
coat, and then they just socked him in the face, and then like flashed him.
You know,
in the trench coat, and he's wearing the shirt.
No, dude. I feel like these analytics are wrong because I feel like we always tell people we're like, yeah, I did the beginning is whatever, and then we, the end is better. Not this time though.
But we always say that at the end of the episode.
I'm saying it's got to be. It can't just be like the portion of the show they're listening to, but the quantity in a single sitting. I could buy that. Like people are only listening 20 minutes at a time, and they come back over like the course of like 5 days to finish an episode.
I don't know. I think we just suck, and people know that.
Well, you know what?
We're
I'm
nerds
telling
and
you,
we're not authentic.
there's a formula out there. We can start talking about motorcycle club legal troubles and calling ourselves. I'm sorry, those of us that are not. We start calling ourselves one percenters, and boom.
Let me Google motorcycle in the news right now, and we
All right, so
get
anyway,
pushed to
folks,
top.
we're at an hour. It's time to go. Ken, you can go ahead and stop recording. We're good. Thanks, folks.
Yeah. So,
If you guys didn't know, Cake is now offering certified pre-owned motorcycles. They're electric. I don't know what Cake is.
that's when a girl has a very large booty. She got that cake.
I thought that was the Yams.
I mean, yeah, in the South.
Kendrick Lamar said it. He's from Compton.
Well, fuck.
Well,
you.
here's your yard moment, Ken.
What? I'm from San Diego, dude. LA is way different. I'm dead serious, bro.
It is. Tahoe's west of LA.
Hey, this is NoShame. If you guys want to get entered into a drawing to win a free t-shirt, one of a kind, well, fucking three of a kind because we're going to pick three of you. But if you want to get entered into a drawing to win a free t-shirt, make sure you take note of all the code words that we left in this episode. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and comment done on the Instagram post that shows the picture of the shirt. Send us a message on Instagram with all the code words. Don't post it in the comments or you'll be disqualified. Send us a message. Tell us all the code words. On Saturday, the 23rd, I will do a live drawing for you guys, and the 3 people that win, we'll send you guys a free shirt.